Okay, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Today we are going to prove theorem 10.1.4. Its statement is that if in a correspondence of two right angle triangles, so you have two right angle triangles. Right angle triangles are those triangles in which one of the angle must be equal to 90 degrees. So let ABC and DEF be the two triangles which they are talking about. Angle 90 in the triangle ABC, the angle 90 is at the vertex B, and in triangle DEF the 90 degrees angle A is at the vertex E. So we have two triangles. If in a correspondence of two right triangles, the hypotenuse and one side of one triangle, so they are saying the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle, and it is always the side which is opposite to the 90 degrees. Okay, if this is the angle 90 degrees, then this will be the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse of this triangle is congruent to the hypotenuse of triangle DEF. Okay, the side which is opposite to the 90 degrees is always the hypotenuse. So they are talking about two right triangles, and they are saying the hypotenuse and one side of one triangle. So the hypotenuse and one other side of this triangle is congruent to this triangle. So we have one side congruent to this triangle, one side of AB congruent to the one side of DEF. I have taken this side as AB and DE, and the hypotenuse of this triangle is congruent to the hypotenuse of the triangle DEF. So, and one hypotenuse and one side of this triangle is congruent to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of this triangle. So it means that we have to take AB and DE as the corresponding side. One more thing that you have to remember is that the HS postulate is only for right triangles, okay, not for oblique triangles. So statement is that if you have hypotenuse and one side of one triangle is congruent to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So let us start the theorem. First, let us write the given thing. What we are given is that the hypotenuse and one side of triangle ABC is congruent to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of DEF. First of all, let us take the correspondence between ABC corresponds to triangle DEF. So there is correspondence between these two triangles. Now we are given that the side AB is congruent to DE. Now to prove our theorem, we need to do a few steps of construction. What we are going to do is that we are going to extend the line EF to a point M. Okay, we are going to extend the line EF to the point M such that this length ME is congruent to BC. Okay, so extend the line EF to a point M such that this length becomes equal to BC. This is the steps of construction, and then you are going to join D to M. Okay, so the steps of construction are extend the line EF to the point M such that ME becomes congruent to BC. So you are going to extend this line till this length equals to BC. So if it's 5 centimeter, make it 5 centimeter and then stop it at the point M. Then join D to M. Join D to M. So these are the steps of construction which will help us to prove this theorem. And the summary is that what we are going to do is, first of all, in the first step we are going to take triangle ABC, its correspondence with triangle DEF, the new triangle that we have already made, DEM. Okay, first we are going to prove this triangle as congruent by SAS postulate. Okay, because we know that AB is congruent to DE and BC is congruent to EM. These two sides are congruent to these two sides, and the angle in between them, if this is 90, then it means that this angle is also equal to 90. So it means this angle is angle B is congruent to angle E. So it means that by SAS postulate, taking these two sides and the angle included between these two sides, and taking these two sides of triangle DEM and the angle E included between them, then as they are congruent, because AB is congruent to DE, it was given to us BC is congruent to EM. This is what we did in construction, and angle E and B are congruent because it was given that these angles are 90 degrees. Let me write it also, that angle ABC and angle DEF are both equal to 90 degrees, okay, because they were right triangles, so we have to take one angle equal to 90. We have taken angle B as 90 degrees in triangle ABC, and we have taken angle E as 90 in the triangle DEF. Okay, so as this is a straight line, and we know that the angle on a straight line is always equal to 180 degrees. So if this is equal to 90, then this will also be equal to 90. The second step we are going to do, we are going after proving these two triangles congruent, we are going to get some information. Okay, we will get enough information to prove these triangles congruent, okay, by SAA postulate. In the third step, we are going to prove the triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF by SAA postulate, and this we are going to we will be able to prove this with the help of the congruency of these two triangles. So after proving them congruent, we will get enough information to prove them through SAA postulate. But at this stage, we don't have enough information to prove them, because we have one side AB congruent to DE, one angle, but we don't have the other angle, the third angle. So we have to find the third angle which are equal in these two triangles. That will be angle C and angle F. We are going to prove that angle C and F are congruent, but now we don't have any information about C and F to be equal. We will do it with the help of congruency of triangle ABC and DEM. This congruency will help us to get to this congruency, okay, by SAA postulate. We have one side and angle, okay, one side and angle is given to us, but we will look for the other angle to apply this postulate, and that angle will come from this congruency. Now let's start the proof. Now we know that angle DEF, that is congruent to 90 degrees. This was given. Write the statement, and here we have the reasons. Okay, so angle DEF is congruent to 90 because it was given to us that this is a right triangle. Angle DEF congruent to 90. Okay, we have done these steps. Now as angle DEF is congruent to 90, so will be angle DEM is also congruent to 90 from 1. Angle DEF is equal to 90, and we know that this is a straight line, so this angle is also equal to 90, because angle on a straight line, total angle on a straight line is equal to 180 degree, and 180 minus 90 will give us 90. So this angle will also be equal to 90. Angle DEM will be equal to 90 degrees. Now let us take the correspondence of triangle. Triangle ABC corresponds to triangle DEM. Now in these two triangle, AB is congruent to DE. Side AB is congruent to side DE. This was given to us, AB congruent to DE. Okay, this was given to us. The next is angle ABC is congruent to angle DEM, because both are equal to 90. Both are 90 degrees, or both are congruent to angle DEF. Okay, that is the same thing. Angle ABC is congruent to angle DEM. So we have in the correspondence of this and this triangle, we have this side AB is congruent to DE, this was given to us, and angle B is congruent to angle DEM. Angle ABC is congruent to angle DEM. This was given to us. These two angles were given to us to be equal to 90 degrees, and with the help of that, as we have drawn a straight line, so this angle is also equal to 90 degrees. Both the angles are equal to angle ABC is also equal to DEF, and angle DEM, that is also equal to DEF. Therefore, both the angles are equal. Now the third side that we are going to take is BC is congruent to ME. This we have done in the construction, that the side ME is congruent to AB, because we have extended the side EF to the point M such that EM and BC are congruent. So the side BC will be congruent to side ME or EM, that's the same thing. Okay, this is because of the construction that we have done. This means that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEM. This is by SAS postulate. Two sides and their included angle is congruent to the two sides and included angle of this triangle. So by SAS postulate, we have proved that these two triangles are congruent. Now as these triangles are congruent, it means the angle at the point at the vertex C will be congruent to the angle at the vertex M. That is, this angle will be same as angle M, because corresponding to C we have the point M here. So the angle at the point C will be congruent to the angle at the point M. Therefore we can say that angle C will be congruent to angle M. This is because corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Whenever two triangles are congruent, their corresponding angles are always congruent. So now angle C is congruent to angle D. Similarly, the side AC will be congruent to DM. Side AC is corresponding to side DM. So the side AC will be congruent to side DM. This is because of the corresponding sides of congruent triangles. AC is congruent to DM because corresponding to AC we had the side DM. Corresponding to AC we had the side DM when we were taking the correspondence between these two triangles. Okay, side AC corresponds to side DM. So AC is congruent to DM, but AC was given to be equal to DF. But AC was given to be equal, and mark this equation as equation 2 because we are going to use it. AC is congruent to DF. This was given to us. Okay, so AC is congruent to DF, this was given to us, and AC is congruent to DM. This was because corresponding sides of the congruent triangles. As these two triangles are congruent, so therefore AC was the corresponding sides of DM. So both the sides are congruent because they were the corresponding sides of these two congruent triangles. Similarly, the angle at the point C will be congruent to angle at the point M because they are the corresponding vertices, and the angle at these corresponding vertices will always be equal. So angle C, we have got two results. Angle C is congruent to angle M. Angle C is congruent to angle M, and AC is congruent to DM. AC congruent to DM, but AC was congruent to DF. This was given to us. This means that if AC is congruent to DM and AC is also congruent to DF, it means that DM and DF, they are also congruent. Let me mark this as mark these two equations as 3. Okay, so this means that AC is congruent to DM, AC is also congruent to DF. It means they must be congruent to one another. DM is congruent to DF. The reason is both are congruent to AC. So till now we have obtained two main results which we are going to use. The first one is angle C congruent to angle M, and the second is DM is congruent to DF. With the help of this we are going to prove one other angle. So let me write it here, because I am going to erase this. We have angle C congruent to angle M. This we have proved in equation 2. Okay, and DM congruent to DF. This is equation 4. So these are the results which we have obtained so far. Okay, and this we are going to use in the coming steps. I am going to erase this and then continue from this line. So we have proved two results that DM is congruent to DF. Okay, and angle C is congruent to angle M. This we proved in equation 1, and DM is congruent to DF. Okay, this was equation 4. Now angle C is congruent to angle M. Okay, but we know that DM is congruent to DF, as in triangle MDF. Consider triangle MDF. Okay, if you consider this triangle DMDF, this one, in this triangle side DF is congruent to DM. DF is congruent to DF. This we have proved in equation 4. From this we get the result that as DF is congruent to DM, so the angle opposite to DF is angle M, and the angle opposite to DM is angle F. These two angles are also going to be the same. As these two sides are congruent, so the angle opposite to the congruent sides of a triangle are always congruent. So we are going to write as DF is congruent to as DM is congruent to, sorry for that, as DM is congruent to DF, therefore angle F, which is opposite to DM, okay, angle opposite to DM will be congruent to angle M, because it is opposite to DF. So as these two sides are equal, so the angle opposite to these sides will also be equal. Angle F is congruent to angle M. Mark this equation as 5. Now if you observe angle 1, equation 1 and equation 5. In equation 1, the statement is that angle M is congruent to angle C. But here what we have, angle M is congruent to angle F. As angle M is equal to both angle C and F, so comparing these two results, angle C must be equal to angle F, because angle M because they are both equal to angle M. So angle C is congruent to angle F because both are congruent to angle M. Okay, both angle C and F are going to be congruent to one another, because angle C is also equal to angle M and angle F is also equal to angle M. This we obtained when we proved the congruency of the two triangles, and this we got from this result. Okay, DM is congruent to DF, so the angle opposite to DM was angle F. Angle opposite to DM was angle F, and the angle opposite to DF was angle M. So this angle was equal to this because these two sides were congruent. So this is the result that we wanted to get, that angle C congruent to angle F. Now we are able to apply the SAA postulate on these, on triangle ABC and DEF, because we have one side DE congruent to AB, okay, and we are going to take these two angles. Angle B was congruent to angle E, but we didn't know about C and F. Now we have proved that angle C and F are congruent. Therefore, we can easily apply the SAA postulate, because we have two angles and the side which is not included between these two angles. So it is going to be SAA postulate. Okay. So taking the correspondence between triangle ABC and triangle DEF. These were the triangle that we needed to prove. These were the triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. This is what we needed to prove. So now we are at the final step. We have got enough material to apply the SAA postulate. So now taking this side, AB is congruent to DE. It was given to us. Okay, AB congruent to DE. This was given to us, and we were also given that angle B is congruent to angle E. Okay, triangle ABC and DEF. We are considering these two triangles now. DE congruent to AB, this was given to us. Angle B was equal to angle E, because both congruent to 90 degrees, because both the triangles were right triangles. So they had the angle 90 at the point B and E. Now the third angle that we have proved, let it be equation 6. Angle C is congruent to angle F. This we proved in equation 6. So we have side angle postulate, one side and the two angles which are not included between the side which is not included between these two angles. Angle BC angle B is congruent to angle E, angle C is congruent to angle F, and this is the non-included side AB, which is equal to the non-included side DE. This is the statement of SAA postulate. So according to SAA postulate, if two angles and the non-included side is congruent to the corresponding two angles and the non-included side of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Okay. So through SAS postulate, we can say that both the triangles are congruent. We have taken one side, the non-included side, and two angles are equal to the non-included side and the corresponding angles of B and C. So this is how we proved, and this was what was required. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF.